Okay, so we are live now on YouTube. Now I am going to share my screen and you guys will let me know if you can see the presentation.
Yep, we can see it.
Okay, I am going to. All right, and so while I do some adjusting, I'm going to turn it over to Mr. Lamar to get us kicked off.
Good evening. Welcome to Sun Middle School's Go Team, where we will follow the agenda as has been emailed to you and publicly noticed. I would like to remind everyone that this is a meeting of the Go Team. Only members of the team may participate in the discussion. Any members of the public present are here to quietly observe. For members of the Go Team, please identify yourself when you speak. I am pleased to call this meeting of Sun Middle School's Go Team to order at 5:33 p.m. Our first order of business is to call roll. The secretary will now take roll.
All right, Dr. Merriweather, present. Ms. Halton.
Present.
Sullivan.
Present.
Scott, Ms. Scott.
Present.
Vaughn, present. Ms. Williams. Mr. Bryant, here, present. Mr. Iverson.
Present.
Ms. Roseblum.
Present.
Rosenblum, I'm sorry.
You got it.
Present.
This team will only be able to take official action if a quorum is present. Mr. Bryant, is there a quorum present?
Yes.
Our first order of business is to approve the agenda. This was provided to you and copies are here. Are there any changes to the agenda? May I have a motion to approve the agenda?
Motion to approve.
A second?
Second.
All in favor say aye so the secretary can record the vote.
Aye.
Aye.
All opposed say nay. Any abstentions, please say abstain. We will review and approve the meeting minutes from our last meeting. The minutes have been provided to you. Are there any corrections? If there are no corrections, may I have a motion to approve the previous meeting's minutes?
Motion to, motion to approve.
A second.
I didn't know.
Second. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, please say nay. Any abstentions, please say abstain. Discussion. We will now move on to the discussion items on our agenda.
All right, sounds good. So we've already done approval of the agenda and approval of previous meeting minutes. And so now, team, as we're here, we're continuing the 25-20-30 school strategic plan development process. And so, of course, we know this process is, in short, to create alignment, reduce confusion, and simplify our efforts with alignment to the district strategic plan. And of course, our timeline is to have this done, updated, and approved by January 2026. And so that's some of the work we will be doing today. So of course, just a quick revisit of our APS 2025-2030 strategic plan, where we are getting back to the basics. On the left-hand side, just as a reminder, our strength is our core. And so basically understanding those items that make our team what it is, our responsibility is shared, and our system is efficient and effective. To the right, of course, strengthening the instructional core, how we're doing it as a district. Also, we are caring for every child, how we're also doing that. And then also sparking student curiosity. And so, again, a lot of our work today, you'll see I've done a lot of the legwork with this, aligning our work to that of the district. And as a reminder, the Go Team's focus is governance. And so keeping in mind of our purpose, what we do, the picture of the future, and what results do we want to satisfy our stakeholders' needs. So here's a quick overview. We're going to review some data, align our mission and vision, confirm the goals, identify our objectives, and then of course, approve our strategic plan and rank strategic objectives for with fiscal year, 27. And so right now we are at business meeting number 3. So in our last meeting, of course, we reviewed our school data. If you guys recall, and I did send it in an email where we looked at KPIs, our key performance indicators. We looked at our mission and vision, and then we looked at some of our goals leading up to 2030. We also said for our mission and vision, we felt that it was appropriate. We were keeping it as is. Therefore, we do not have any changes on this slide. As a reminder, our proposed goals for the 25 through 30 strategic plan, they are right there before you with the focus on the ELA end of grade, increasing from 52% in proficient and above to 67%. In mathematics, increasing from 46% from proficient and above to 61%. And regarding discipline, decreasing from 0.37% in school year 2025 to a 0.17, in by school year 2030. So here we are, step 4, identifying those strategic objectives, reflecting on our 2025 strategic plan and reviewing and discussing additional objectives going forward. So using our current 2030 through 2030 strategic goals as a guide, we will complete a quick start, stop, and continue exercise to review our current strategic priorities and identify our 25 through 30 strategic objectives. I can't say 30 today, 25 through 30 strategic objectives. And so again, you guys have this via email where we have the mission, the vision, our SMART goals from the prior strategic plan with the priorities at the bottom, our school strategic priorities and school strategies. And again, we've seen this document a bazillion times. So now with the stop discussion, what current priorities and activities are having the needed impact and are not having the needed impact and should be stopped? And are there any priorities and activities that are no longer in line with our mission, vision, goals, or focus areas? So as a quick note, thinking about what's been working well, what have we completed, or what have we never started? And so that is something to think about. And so I'm going to go back to this document, just revisiting, and I know some of you online, you may have it pulled up as well, just some of the priorities that we listed as far as targeting instruction, remediation, and intervention for all students, using SEL, providing supports to help students, having those SEL, social emotional challenges, equipping teachers with the resources they need, staffing the school appropriately, teachers receiving their IB, MYP, DLI, ESOL, or reading endorsement, and of course, engaging parents and community through effective outreach. And so those are some priorities that we had in our previous plan. So now, for about a few minutes, opening up the floor on your thoughts about it as when we look at our data instructionally from the GMAS perspective and even our KPIs. And so anyone online, again, we can't see you because we have the presentation up, but feel free to come off mute and to share your thoughts about anything that might need to stop. And if you would, give a rationale if you do have anything.
I just have a question. This is Ashley. When and where do the kids get the weekly SEL lessons? Is that in homeroom or is that a different subject they get that in?
No, and so this year we pivoted regarding SEL to where before that was something else for teachers to do. And so to get some of the results that we've garnered as far as on the milestones, we took that lift off of teachers, one less thing on their plate. And so what we did, we actually have our counselors leading that work for each grade level where they have multiple focus groups on those kids, which is some of those more immediate needs. And so the counselors, they're able to lead their work on the social emotional learning aspect, and teachers are able to focus on core content and instruction. And so that is something we shifted as well in order to give our kids more instructional time and teachers more instructional time, because it was a lift with having teachers teach like the entire curriculum to all of the students. And so based on suspension data, based on like other data that we have, we wanted it to be more targeted, more beneficial for those students who truly, really need it. And of course, those small groups are ongoing, and so they can be adjusted and changed at any time.
Okay, got it. So do we need to update that since it sounds like we're not having SEL lessons?
Well, I would say perhaps maybe updating it to reflect the small SEL lesson.
Smaller. Okay, that makes sense.
Our groups through the counseling department. So we can still keep it there. We just need to update. And I know Mr. Bryan will take note of that. So tomorrow I can go back and make the update for just reflecting that we're using it in small groups intervention.
Got it.
Yep, good question. So moving along, just to the continued discussion, what current priorities and activities are working well and really should be maintained. And so when we look at our data, and I know you guys don't know it just yet, but they have shared the Georgia Milestones data. I can't share it yet because it still is embargo. But when I do release it to the community, I will say that I think there are going to be a lot of smiles. Well, I know just because we have made great gains, and again, without being too detailed, but our students really showed up and did what needed to be done. So another successful year of proficiency and above increasing throughout the building. So going back to continuing, me personally, I think we've seen benefits of just really being specific and targeting instruction. I know personalized learning is something that we really have been focused on, giving students what they need instead of this one size fits all approach, and then students knowing exactly why they're working on something they did not perform well in and what they're doing. I know with the adoption of new ELA standards, new math standards, new curriculum, I know that's been a heavy lift for teachers as they also have been pivoting with instructional resources, learning the new standards, and also being able to bring those to reality for children in the classroom. And so I will say our teachers, they've done a phenomenal job with being able to adjust and adopt as needed.
Oh, I do. Dr. Merriweather, I love a good start, stop, continue exercise. It's I use these a lot with my team. I on the continue side, I do think that parent engagement has been great. I mean, even things like the parent pep rally and just communication from the school, I think has been definitely a continue. And I know that prior to our time at Sutton, I know that that was a little bit of a pain point hearing from other parents. So I just want to say great job on that and continue doing it.
So thank you, Joe, for that. And fingers crossed that you guys, as parents, you received the grade level letters from your grade level APs today. Did you guys get a chance to look at those?
Yes, I did.
Okay. And so to your point, Joe, that's something we're being super intentional about as far as, especially when it comes to the family engagement, making sure parents are hearing not just from me, but grade level assistant principals as well, regarding how the grade level is going, things that that grade level AP is in need of. And so I don't want to release this just yet because I haven't shared it, but I'll share it with the Go team. I'm exploring with my curriculum and instruction team starting next month, because again, the family engagement survey that we took, I like reading those comments. And so I've been going through reading. And so I think there perhaps is an opportunity where as a school, we try open virtual office hours, where basically it would be an entire week where parents would be able to sign up based on need. The teacher would be during their planning period. And so imagine, if you will, a 10-minute window, a sign up genius, and the teachers are there live, accessible for parents, available just to have quick conversations. Again, it's not meant for 30, 40 minutes. So if there's a need for the teacher to follow up, that's an opportunity for us to be consistent in our once a month intentional virtual open office hours for every teacher in the building during that planning. And so just something I am considering the implementing effective December. And so would love, as parents on the call, would love your thoughts regarding that when we talk about strengthening effective outreach with families and having that door open for families.
Yeah, I think that'd be great. I don't know if the teachers would like it. No, I'm just kidding. I think it would be great. You know, I did love to see the grade little level newsletter today, Dr. Merriweather, about the executive functioning. I think that's something that is really needed at the middle school level, just study skills and executive functioning. I guess kind of to piggyback on my other question, is that going to be delivered to every kid at Sutton, or is that just going to be in like those small groups where those kids are struggling?
So right now, we're still exploring what that will look like. To be very honest with you, in the perfect world, and again, I have to get funding from this. You know where we are as a district budget.
Yeah.
However, goal is that getting with PTA, or perhaps me looking how I can use the budget that I have to for next semester to really start. I plan to purchase some super cheap planners for students, giving them an opportunity to learn how to successfully plan their days, their assignments. And so when we roll this out full scale for the upcoming school year, and I'm able to invest in more nicer planners and things of that sort with our emblem and branding on it, they will already have a taste of those skills. And so we're looking to do that starting January because we didn't get planners this year. And so my idea, to your point of executive functioning, is once a month conducting an extended homeroom. The teacher
Yeah.
receive a presentation, probably that will be 45 minutes or less. And so basically they just have to roll it out, and there's a different executive functioning skill that they're working with students on, teaching them, and also having their agendas where we're able to support them with navigating their classes and middle school. And so again, as a trial run, starting that once a month, developing that in-house because we don't have that developed for us. And so that's something the curriculum and instruction team and we've been discussing that is a dire need to agree with you for our kiddos here in the building.
That's awesome. I've always thought it would be great if we could do that in homeroom, because that's the only time. So awesome to hear extended homeroom might be a possibility. And just thank you for considering that because I know I struggle with it with my own kids. And I just, it's so important to learn those skills before high school. So that's great.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And so I'll definitely keep the Go team, up to speed as far as that. I actually meet with Amanda, our business manager, tomorrow to really discuss, where we are as far as timeline, getting that information and getting those resources for students. And so, of course, once I'm able to confirm an order, in true Sutton fashion, I'll communicate with families, send a blast out about where we're heading come second semester and what these skills, what this will look like as far as holding kids accountable to keeping their planners, utilizing them, but also incentivizing them if they are keeping up and utilizing them. What can we do to celebrate that hard work, and what can we do to also keep them motivated? And so that information will, of course, be forthcoming. So what I want to do next is, of course, continuing our discussion. I know we spoke about family engagement, the instructional piece on continuing. And so I just listed everything from our old strategic plan here just in the bullet format. So again, nothing has changed. It's listed it all there, those objectives. So this is kind of the new template. If you guys notice, this is what we are responsible for developing together. Our own kind of Suttonized is what I call it, getting back to the basics and community of believers. And so basically reviewing our previous priorities, we're supposed to now group and categorize those basically into these categories in alignment with the district. And so what I did was that I went on, and I'll just keep going. I went on and drafted, again, very much so draft mode, and I developed it for the group to kind of save time. And so we're able to look at this as well, and again, alignment with the district, but the getting back to the basics and community of believers, where you look at we are strengthening our instructional core. So again, nothing has changed, but what I did was categorize those based on this template so that we are in alignment and what we're doing matches up to each of these headings. Now, as you're reading these, because they are the same, there were two that I did add that I felt I wanted to get input from the Go team on that I felt would be beneficial. When we talk about sparking student curiosity under getting back to the basics, I put in there designing learning experiences that promote inquiry, exploration, and student voice. And so when we talk about really sparking our students, I think that's pivotal for us to be intentional about instructionally. And so that's the new one I added under getting back to the basics that I would like to see. But under the community of believers, the new one under our school is efficient and effective. The new one, aligning school operations and resources to maximize academic and social emotional outcomes. And so again, we talk about having an efficient and effective school, resources, and then maximizing that with academics. I think they go hand in hand in alignment with school operations.
And just out of curiosity, what are the plans for those? What does that look like?
As far as school resources to maximize academic and social emotional outcomes?
Yes.
Yeah, and so making sure our budget prioritizes giving, for example, our counselors the tools and resources and whatever platforms. I know there's a program called Second Step that we use to support social emotional learning. And so making sure we have set aside funds so that program and it's hands-on, that students are still able to utilize that and counselors don't have to create these things from scratch. So when we talk about resources to maximize, our SEL, that is one, but also as well, setting aside funds for instructional supports, some of the programs that teachers use instructionally to support their students in class as well. So we talk about, and teachers, you give me some examples of some of the things you guys, like your wish list, what you guys have us buy.
Even some of the programs that we use, like I know using PLCs, like certain amount of money for it.
Yes.
And I remember a majority of us did ours on like Ed Puzzle.
Ed Puzzle.
We love that program.
So peer assessment, Ed Puzzle, I think iReady has been something that's been shared that people like to use. And so again, those things that we know giving us results, we want to make sure that being efficient and effective with how we're spending dollars to support student outcomes and to support student achievement.
Okay, and can I ask about designing learning experiences that promote inquiry, exploration, and student voice? What's that look like?
Yeah, so that is essentially teachers at the POC, when they are planning together, they're being super intentional on, hey, when we're teaching, let's say this standard, or we're teaching these skills, what does it look like to really push students to really think, push students to explore, but also knowing how students learn. You know, it's one thing for a teacher to say, hey, I'm used to teaching this way, but when you do those assessments at the beginning of the year and you're analyzing, you're looking at, what do you call them? Those surveys, like interests, like your skills, like how you like to learn and hands-on. So the learning style inventory, thank you. It's been a long day.
I know.
And so literally keeping that in mind when we are designing lessons. I know the science team with Mr. Bailey, they do a phenomenal job with a lot of hands-on inquiry, a lot of exploration. When you think about it, that's all ID. And so really making sure our learning experiences are impactful. And a lot of that happens when teachers are planning weekly together, those 2 days during the week.
And is that, across all the classes?
Yes.
Or specific to anything? Okay.
Yep. So every teacher,
Great.
whether it's math, PE, health, science, social studies, everyone is doing that planning weekly, twice a week.
Awesome. Okay.
Yep. And so essentially, this is where we're going. And I'll send, Mr. Lamar will send this presentation out, voting on the 25 through 30 strategic plan, ranking our objectives, and then of course, our favorite part, beginning the discussion of the 26-27 budget. And of course, you can let the chair and myself know if you need any additional information as we think about the future. Any questions so far? All right, I'm going to turn it over to Mr. Lamar.
All right. We'll now move on to the informational items versus the principal's report.
Yeah, so with the principal's report, I wanted to definitely give a huge shout out to our math department. I haven't released this to the community yet, and I plan to get that information out before Friday, where on the 2024-25 Georgia milestones, our school overall, especially with math, we received from State Superintendent Woods an award for having high overall school growth and high overall school achievement. And so again, we are the only APS school to get both awards acknowledging our growth and school achievement. And so that's something to be really, really impressed with our math teachers and our math department. I know previously we got this award for ELA. And so now it seems that ELA and math, they're ping-ponging it. And so now they have a tie. So we're going to see who's going to break the tie. But again, when you talk about the level of instruction happening for students and the data that supports, I would say all of those things we just covered as far as our strategic plan, looking at what we are doing intentionally is the direct result of these high scores, getting great school growth and great school achievement to the point to where it's being recognized by the state superintendent.
Awesome.
Yep. And so that's pretty much the only update that I really have. Everything else is moving quite smoothly. You know, it's a matter of just keeping this plane in the air. And so, although that was my only one update, did anyone online or in the room have any questions for me on an update that you would like for me to speak to? Even better. All right, we turn over back to Mr. Lamar.
We now hear about additional information items. Question by the report. Does anyone have any announcements? This was a meeting for public comment, but no one signed up for public comment.
I have to make an announcement that I thought the Sutton musical was awesome. Did anyone else see it? I thought they did a great job.
Oh,
I
gosh.
was there. It's a net.
My kids went and loved it.
I mean, it was really impressive, and I think it's so cool how they do the collaboration with North Atlanta.
Yeah, kids really did a phenomenal job. I will say out of the 10 that I've been to so far, that probably has to be my favorite one, the best one. I mean, again, I went to the opening night, so I can only imagine each day how things got better and better. If I have to say my favorite performance of the night was Under the Sea, seeing the entire cast out dancing and performing. And so it just goes to show why we are such a special school, a special cluster, and just hats off to the entire cast and crew. It was really something from Disney Channel that could have been filmed. And so just thank you for mentioning that because it was absolutely excellent.
I agree.
Marissa, you should put a picture in the Sutton source. Just
I
saying.
have some,
Awesome.
I don't have a photo. I'd love a photo. I have some video that I'm going to put on social media, but if anyone has just a photo, that would be
Who
great.
could we ask Dr. Merriweather who might have a photo? Was there a staff?
Yeah, we actually had a photographer, or one of our students who's in our photography class. She
On
took
Thursday.
pictures the first night. And so
Yep.
Marissa emailed me just so I remember when I check my email in the morning. I can have the photographer share that group folder with you so you can pull the best picture from that and we can post some of those in the Sutton source.
Great idea.
Great.
We've reached the end of our agenda. Is there any additional business at this time? I have a motion to adjourn the meeting.
Motion to adjourn the meeting.
All right, a second.
Second.
All in favor, please raise your hand.
Aye.
All opposed, please raise your hand. I don't know why he switched to the. Any abstentions? All right. The meeting is adjourned at 6 p.m.
Hey, excellent
Thank
meeting,
you.
guys. No problem. Hey, email the group if you guys have anything pressing coming up. But again, thank you guys for everything as always.
Bye. Thank y'all so much.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Thanks, y'all.